What's going on, family? It's your guy, Boro, the Lucky Libra. Thank you for tuning into another episode. As y'all can see by the title, we're picking up the signs through the 7th house series with Gemini in the 7th house. All right, shout out to all my Sagittarius risings in the building. All right, before we get into it, make sure to like, share, subscribe so we can circulate these gems. Make sure to tap into my Patreon if you like to dive deeper. Tap into my website if you like to connect with the Lucky Libra. Let's get right into it. Now, the 7th house, we know the 7th house influences how we deal with one-on-one relationships. You know, how we find balance with our personality and other personalities out in the external realm. Huge influence in our intimate romantic relationships, right? But it's going to be a huge experience, huge influence of what we experience in dealing with others and characteristics we may develop when it comes to dealing with others in this house. All right. So the 7th house is always going to be opposite to what's in the 1st house from when it comes to the sign. So we got my Sagittarius risings here. I got my Sagittarius risings here. And when we look at Gemini, when we look at Gemini in the 7th house, we know Gemini, for one, it's an air sign, so it already resonates with this house because the 7th house deals with communication, relationships, and we know Gemini deals with communication, relatability, the mental, the mind, intellect, all right, observation, all right, duality, looking at things from dual perspectives, multiple perspectives, and it's mutable, so it could connect to all different type of faces and places. It could jump into chameleon energy when it comes to communication and adapting to its environment. So when we look at Gemini in the 7th house, okay, for one, you know, you go manifest some relatable, sociable people in your life, Sagittarius, to the point that is like everybody you know knows somebody, everybody you know into something, everybody you know, they got a bunch of things to communicate, exchange, relate with you. You know, Gemini in the 7th house. You're going to may attract a lot of intelligent people here. You know, a lot of logical individuals with Gemini in the 7th house. You know, the people that you deal with in your life, in your relationships, may have a certain charisma to them, Gemini here. Now, one thing about Gemini dealing with duality, multiple perspectives, that you may encounter a whole lot of this is an influence being a Sagittarius rising, you know, connecting with people from different environments, you know, constantly in your life, understanding things about different cultures and environments based off the people you connect to. But you know, with Gemini in the 7th house, you gotta, because you're attracting all this interaction here, this makes it at times harder to understand how to build a social circle, who to connect to. There's a lot going on. I mean, Gemini make a lot going on in the 7th house. We got Mercury here. Mercury's the ruler of this house. So for one, you need to know what house Mercury is in, right? Because that house is going to have a huge influence on what you're experiencing in this house. All right. Mercury being the ruler and having Gemini in this house, you get your relationships may be critiqued a lot. You may overthink when it comes to choosing a mate in your options a lot of the times. You can end up having wishy-washy ways about dealing with relationships or manifest wishy-washy partners. So this is why this is why, as a Sagittarius rising, connecting with people who share your belief system, connecting with people with the intention to either be stable or understand what you want established in a relationship prevents a whole lot of wishy-washiness that you may attract with people with Gemini in that 7th house. So yeah, you may attract a whole lot of situations to have thrills and adventures and do different things, experience different things because of different people that you know, or options, or, you know, the people you may attract in your life. But when it comes to building solid, stable relationships, whether friendships or intimate relationships, even business partnerships here, there has to be some sense of moral code that's established and shared between you and another individual. You know, can't just get swayed by how people communicate and talk about things with Gemini in the 7th house. That don't hold enough weight with Gemini in the 7th house for you to make certain decisions with people. You know, you need to see people philosophy. You need to allow yourself to understand how your belief systems and the things that you know, you personally believe in clash or connect with the person that you may have potential in dealing with in any type of relationship with Gemini in the 7th house. Now, Sagittarius turn into goddamn relationship coaches based off of all the experiences they go through with Gemini in the 7th house. You know, understanding how to decipher, you know, people that you should hold loyal to, people that could just say, you just associate, or you just this, that, and the third. You can't, everybody ain't your friend, Sagittarius rising. Everybody ain't your friend, Sagittarius rising. With Gemini in the 7th house, you learn that shit. You gonna learn that. You gonna learn how to have discernment with who you connecting with. You know, Gemini could throw a lot of people in your life that make things intriguing, or learning how not to be persuaded by what other people got going on, or their ability to articulate things. So you most likely, especially if you got more air, fire placements, maybe you're going to be somewhat of a sociable, relatable individuals. Your personality, Sagittarius here, comes off very relatable, you know, real charismatic, you know, for the majority of you guys. And when it comes into Gemini in the 7th house, this is why, you know, true values, understanding, you know, getting to know somebody's shadow a bit, see somebody's true reactions. Allow yourself to build that rapport in relationships with Gemini and 7th house, because things could go very fast in relationships with Gemini here. Things could go a little too fast in your relationship, Sagittarius rises, and you could get very reckless and unstable in your relationships. And it could almost feel like, damn, what the fuck? It ain't me. It's other people. It could feel like that. It could feel like other people always causing chaos, or other people always persuading you or pulling you into different things, but you always got your own decision. You always got your own decision. But, you know, things get blurry for you at times because of Sagittarius rising, you know, you perceive things with a thrill-like outlook. If it looks like a thrill, looks like a new experience, something I never did before, a new adventure, shit, that shit makes something intriguing, whatever it is. And you will attract people with Gemini and 7th house who could talk a good game, who's savvy, who's charismatic, just like you or more than you. And it may persuade you to do a lot of things. It may persuade you to keep you in a relationship, a friendship, a business environment, a partnership, based off of how they may be able to connect, communicate things, you know. But is their action, you know, following it up? Do these things match what you believe in or whatnot? You know, gotta allow yourself to build a rapport here. Things, Gemini, Sagittarius, both of you signs deal with movement. Deal with movement, right? Sagittarius fire, damn near fire don't like to be trapped or contained. Just damn, you can forget about Sagittarius fire wanting to be contained in any form. Aries and Leo ain't with none of that shit neither. But Sagittarius is a wildfire. Aries fire is a bit more controlled. It's intentional. It's I don't know if control is the word to use right there. You know, because fire, all fire signs have their ways of being unstable, right, or being free spirited in a sense. But the Aries fire is gonna be more intentional a bit. It's more lasered at what they're doing. You know, the Leo fire, you know, it's stable in its own position. It's fixed. So you be able to look at it without feeling like it's going to burn you. It's actually entertaining, you know. I'm so goddamn imaginative in my head. I'm jumping back and shit like there's a real fire here. Like I really started imagining that shit. Neptune on your ascendant, y'all. Neptune on your moon. But when you got Sagittarius fire, that fire is a bit more reckless. That fire spreads the heat. You know, that's the campfire that got a little bit out of control. It's the stable campfire and the one that got a little bit out of control. That's the man Sagittarius. But so when we get into Gemini in the 7th house, you just gotta have discernment with what type of people you deal with in your life, Sagittarius rising. You gotta have discernment with what type of people you deal with in your life. And when your intuition is blinking because somebody had a certain action, communicated a certain thing, or you're realizing their emotions in a certain place that don't resonate with yours, you know, Sagittarius energy don't like bringing others down. So with Gemini and 7th house, you can't allow yourself to not be true to you because of how somebody else may be throwing their thoughts or their emotions on you, Sagittarius rising. But you already know, I ain't even really have to tell y'all that shit, because shit, anybody do that to y'all, throw too much thoughts and emotions on y'all out of here. So y'all don't even need to hear that one. But yeah, man. So Gemini, your relationship is gonna be critiqued a lot too. Yeah, I think I said that already. Relationship is gonna be wherever Mercury energy at, Gemini energy at. You know, that's gonna be there. You may get critiqued from people a lot. You know, the partner you choose, your friends or your environment is critical. Is about it. So analytical about who the fuck you deal with. But you gotta listen to their ass though, just to make sure you tripping. You might be dating a demon and not know. All right, maybe what you got in the third house, Sagittarius rising, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. You got Aquarius in the third house. You got some. All right, you got some loyal friends. You got some. Your friends make sense. You gotta listen to your friends, Sagittarius rising. Your close friends, your familiar friends, they gonna make sense. They got Saturn energy in there. But yeah, man, Gemini in 7th house. Take your time with relationships, Sagittarius rising. Take your time. A lot of relationships a lot of things you may experience with people may feel like a thrill in the moment. But over time, if you don't allow yourself to build a true rapport or understand yourself more, right? Give yourself opportunity with Sagittarius in the 1st house to build knowledge yourself before you connect with others, so you can feel like you're dealing with more meaningful situations. All right. But a lot of y'all know how to end up learning how to deal with people though on a large level. Sagittarius rising. You really start to y'all become real intuitive dealing with others. Be able to start picking up certain flags, certain things about people, and really be able to read people with Gemini in the 7th house due to all this interaction here. All right. Once again, look at the house that Mercury is in. Very important house that influences the 7th house. All right, family. Until next time. Peace.